Ross, your rebounding in the second half really helped you guys out. What was kind of the difference for you there?
I got a little foul trouble in the first half. It sit for the rest of the first half, so I knew I had to come out and just do my job, which is rebound.
DJ, a little bit of a slow start in the first half. You obviously picked it up in the second half. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Those guys did a great job of, jumping all our plays. On film, they obviously watched a lot of film. They knew every cut we was about to run. They jumped it. They was blitzing every ball screen that I got in. But I think in the second half, we spaced them out a little bit more. And my teammates contributed a lot. They didn't have to rely on me today. Everybody else did their job.
What do you guys think of this student section tonight? Obviously, it's the first time we've seen them unified in one color. What effect did they have on the game?
It was great. Having a great student section always helps us out. It's a momentum changer when, we hit a big three or make a big play on the defensive end and they go crazy. It gives us like a home court advantage.
DJ, these past two games you started a little slow and you've had different guys sort of contribute in your absence, if you will. How important is it to figure that out now, maybe when you're going to be double-teamed or really clamp down on defensively to have your teammates, figure out how to get those points anyway?
It's good for us now because, during the Big Ten, we're going to need a lot of guys to step up. You need 14 guys to win the Big Ten. And it's good for their confidence, building their confidence, going out there and making big plays and taking shots and making big shots. So it's just a confidence builder for us.
At the same time, DJ, in the last 3 games, it seems you have a knack to just find a way to get yours when you need to. Here, I think you had maybe 11 of the team's 12 points in a stretch. Is that something that goes off in your head? Is that when you know, like, this is my time, I'm going to go? Is that something you feel during the game?
I think me being a leader, I think my team just kind of they kind of just rely on me to to do things like that. Coach ran a play. I made my first shot in the second half. He felt like I was going to get rolling. He started creating space for me, getting me lanes where I can drive and create. I don't think it's planned. I think it's just kind of just how the game flows.
How were you able to get more lanes in the second half? Because they were still hedging on the screens coming over the top. What was the difference to be able to get to the basket more?
Well, Coach, he started putting more shooters out there on the court. So in the first half, they were kind of like loading up. So in the second half, he put more shooters out there in the court to spread the floor. I think in the first half, I was rushing a little bit. The second half, we kind of more like moved the ball around and then got into me at the top, ball screen, going one-on-one. Try to get the defense moving, try to tire him out a little bit. I think that helped.
Ross, you're used to really shouldering the burden when it comes to rebounding. At least your teammates like Jordan and Donovan and Brandon all having big rebounding games. Like, what is that like for you, and how happy are you to see that?
It's huge, man. It takes a lot of pressure off my shoulders, man. Coach is always telling me I gotta get every rebound, so it's nice to have some help, especially from the 7-footer, grabbing the boards.
DJ, what do you think of the way Shep played tonight? And are you starting to get a little more comfortable with how he plays alongside you?
Yeah, Shep played great. He has a lot of heart. Some of the shots he takes, I would never take as a freshman, but he has the confidence to take them and he makes them. He's shooting the ball at a ridiculous clip right now. I love playing with him. He spreads the floor for us, he makes good decisions, and he plays hard. What more do you want out of a freshman?
You said you were rushing things a little bit in the first half. I wonder what may have been leading to that.
Just coming down in transition, trying to go one-on-one ISOs and things like that. And then coach kind of pulled me back, slowed me down. Like, listen, they double team you every play. Use your teammates. Let's get the ball moving side to side, make them work. But that's just how it is. That's just how the game goes.
For either or both of you back here on the left, yeah, just to follow up on Shep, it seems like at times he doesn't play like a freshman. He had the heads-up play in the first half off the missed free throw. Does his maturity ever surprise you guys, or just how would you assess his maturity 8 games in?
No, yeah, nobody caught that error. Nobody thought it was 1-on-1. So his heads-up play was huge. It's an easy 2 points. But no, I'm not really surprised. He plays like he's a vet out there, and us veterans got trust that he's gonna go out there and make the right plays as a freshman. So he's earned that.
DJ, what did you think watching Ross come up with some of those offensive rebounds? You were on the bench there for that possession. He came up with 2 in a row. How big was that to see him keep those alive?
I expected it. Ross been doing that his whole career here at Penn State. being a force on the boards. I play against him in practice sometimes. He's very difficult to keep up the boards because he thinks miss every time, no matter what shot it is. A lot of guys don't have that installed in their mind, but he does. That's why he's a great rebounder.
DJ, Buzz was in here and he said he had a brief conversation with you after the game. I was wondering what that was like.
He just said, good luck in the rest of the season.
Is it in the handshake line?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is for either of you guys. There's about a 10-minute stretch in the second half where you guys allowed 7 points. What was working defensively for you guys there?
Communication, I'd say. I kept doing that screen and roll. It took us forever to figure that out, but just communication, I think.
Couple more.
DJ, you guys have been a very good free throw shooting team most of the year. What was going on there tonight? Were they just not falling, especially there at the end when you had a chance to kind of?
Yeah, just one of those nights. We didn't shoot well all night. That's why the way we play is defending and rebounding. That's our motto. That's what we live by. We're gonna rely on our defense and rebounding every night in and night out. Cause you're gonna have days like this where the ball just don't go in.